Here to do some business with the big iron on his hip. Hey-o, everybody, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome and good morning to the Hat and Beard Show, Mad Hatter Nation. How you doing? How you doing? It is, of course, March 19th, 2000 and the big 2-6. Thursday, which means we are ever so close to the elusive Friday, which means we are kind of in that little taint section of the week, but we are almost at the weekend, guys, and I am so excited. Oh, Brandy Coffee, shout out Brandy Coffee in the chat. I am so glad. You know, my own joke went over my own head there. You got my joke, and you seen the joke in the thumbnail, and I whiffed on that one. Shout out Brandy Coffee. What time is it, everyone? Tool time. That's right. We need more power. And that's exactly what the Detroit Lions did. Guys, look, I'm telling you, it's very not underwhelming, but not overwhelming. Brad Holmes is making very whelming moves. I am very, very whelmed with the moves that he has made. Look, we'll talk, we'll discuss, we'll get into all that. We cannot get after it too early. We got to discuss about Mike Evans being offered, quote, significantly more money before he bolted for the 49ers. So apparently the reporting is, Mike Evans was offered a couple more dollary dues to stay in Tampa, Bay and be a Buccaneer. Sometimes the money is just not worth it. Sometimes you're like, I don't like Baker Mayfield throwing me the ball. You know what I'm saying, dude? I don't blame him. But we'll discuss. We'll see, actually. What do we got? Yeah, the New York Post. Look at us, huh? Look at us. Trying to appease the overlords of the mainstream media. Look at us, huh? Yeah, well, look, hey. Big media companies are going to be gobbling up podcasts. That is supposedly the new meta, the new movement here is eventually you're going to see all the old heads being phased out and the new podcast picked up. So get me in front of some eyeballs. I'm very network friendly. And I have no biases. I am as vanilla as you can get in my takes, you guys. Also, then we're going to talk about a little bit of business. Look, Fredo, it's nothing personal. It's strictly business. Brown's proposed rule allowing teams to trade draft picks 5 years into the future. We have discussed that before. Also, subtly, Pittsburgh also introducing a little bit of a possible rule switcheroo. Okay, a little bit of a change. And I'm going to be honest, on the surface, I kind of like it because I like seeing people getting their fingers out of pies. And we will discuss all of that. Then we're going to shift gears and head down to the 313. One of these subtle Brad Holmes signings, guys, rinse and repeat. His role will be the same. And what we are seeing in the how people are lack of, I guess you could say, hype around this signing. Very similar to the guy he's being brought in to replace, but grading Detroit Lions signing wide receiver Greg Dortch. Okay, now we were kind of told, or at least led to believe, that Lil Spud wasn't going to be going after all his guys and making his offense the way that he wants it. Well, look, actions speak louder than words. You know, we were kind of led to believe, you know, at least by my interpretation, Brad Holmes says to Lil Spud, this is what we got, and this is what you got to make happen. And Lil Spud says, this is what I do. And Brad Holmes says, all right, cool. I'm going to trade David Montgomery, and then I'm going to go ahead and release Taylor Decker, and we're going to go ahead and bring in another tight end because you like to run 2 tight end sets. And then, hey, you know what? For familiarity with your offense, let's replace Kalif Raymond with Greg Dortch. Not the flashiest, but, you know, when you get into the numbers of Greg Dortch, guy is poised to flourish in the Motor City, at least with the mentality of what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell like to do offensively and what his role should be in our offense, most notably special teams. Special teams is something that we need to discuss. I think Kane and I were talking about it on Twitter just this morning. I was saying how these Brad Holmes signings recently, the past couple days, emphasis on special teams aspects, and I do think that special teams, as much as we dog the offense here in the Motor City, and we know that the glaring gaping holes on defense, Dave Phipp kind of dropped the ball on us. Our special teams coverage was not so great this year. Okay, special teams is a little bit down, looking to bolster and retool, right, with Leaf leaving. Obviously, we had kind of looked to Dominic Lovett, but that is an unproven asset. We're going to go ahead and bring in, at the very least, a higher level of competition and a proven asset to go out there and compete with a guy like Dominic Lovett in a heir apparent replacement position for Kalif Raymond. So we'll see what the grading is from Vito Chicharo over on SI on the Lions, and we're going to go over to POD, the pride of Detroit.com, Ryan Matthews. Hello, Ryan Matthews. Never read you before. Lions sign Damon Clark to bolster linebacker depth. The Lions' latest move this offseason provides for veteran depth at linebacker and special teams experience. There is a little bit of narrative there. Okay, now there is, by all accounts, the Lions were getting pretty hot and heavy on going after this guy in the draft, and he went one pick before the Lions were kind of poised to strike after him. So kind of a coming to the team you were destined to, fulfilling the destiny, I guess. I don't know. Destiny isn't a predetermined, but it's a destination on where you are supposed to be. Also, with Damon Clark, guys, there is a little bit of a connection with our in-house coaching staff, and that is Damon Clark did spend time at LSU in his collegiate career, while a little bit of intersection of our guy, Shep, dude, back when Shep was down there. But Damon Clark says there's no homeboys in this business. We'll see what John Macaron has for us. Detroit Lions linebacker Damon Clark is ready to compete for playing time. There's no homeboys in this business. I think that's kind of the mentality that we like to have here in the 313 down in the Motor City. Guys, I want to just go ahead and give a little call to action here. All you Mad Hatters over in Mad Hatter Nation, good morning. What's up, Stick Zandia? How you doing? Good to see you. Brandy's here. Rick's hanging out. Shout out, Rick. Rick's got a big day going on today, guys. Big round of applause. We got to give. We're all rooting for Rick. We're all rooting for Rick, dude. Rick, best of luck today, brother. You're going to go ahead and crush it. I know tomorrow you're going to come in hot and heavy in the morning, right at the first thing of the chat with some good news for all of us, dude. We're going to go ahead and metaphorically pop bottles tomorrow morning for you, dude. Hell yeah, let's go. Rick, dude, big day for you, dude. Brandy's hanging out. Derek Harp, of course, just casually mentioning that it's 90 degrees out there on the left coast, dude. So there is some good. I don't know if it's enough to outweigh all the bad. We're over here cheering about 35 degrees here in cloudy mid-Michigan. If you guys haven't already, would you kindly... Oh, what's up, Mom? How you doing? Heading off to a funeral, so won't be chatting. Well, good. You do your business thing. That's that honor guard thing, dude. You go do that. Best of luck. I mean, it's a funeral, so, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what do painters do when they get cold? Put on another coat. Sticks? Appreciate you. Gotta go ahead and pin that to the top. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, can we get a like? Can you smash the like button for Sticks over here doing yeoman's work, dropping funny bombs first thing in the morning here in Mad Hatter Nation. Appreciate you, Sticks. Zandia with the funny dad jokes. If you guys haven't already, would you kindly subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so that you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Right here at Rumble, YouTube, and of course, don't forget our bastard little stepchild. I see you, Kick. I know you're over there, and we are kicking away. We got, one or two views every day, but you know what? We're still putting our hat and beard Mad Hatter Nation footprint down on the digital sphere before we get squashed by free speech, which is why I cannot encourage you guys enough to start to funnel over to Rumble. Okay, Rumble is very old school YouTube. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't checked out Rumble, check out Rumble. Go to the search bar and type in HATA, and I'm the first thing that comes up in Rumble because, guys, look, we have a chance. Mad Hatter Nation, we can go directly over to Rumble right now. And the market for NFL content and then niche down to Detroit Lions content, wildly untapped. Okay, some guys have tried it and they've given up after a couple of videos. We are sticking to it with the Rumble over here, guys. So we have a chance to be one of the like OGs on Rumble as far as NFL content and Detroit Lions content is viewed over there. If you can, think about it, head over there, check it out. Rumble's absolutely awesome. Brandy's hanging out, Refty's hanging out, dude. Ryan Allen's over there. Hat and Boobs is over there, you guys. Okay, I've been watching stuff on Rumble. It's fun. It's good, man. It's good. You get some features for free over on Rumble that you don't really get on YouTube, right? Like the ability. Remember back when you didn't have to pay, you could just close your phone and YouTube would keep playing. You remember you didn't have to pay for that? Yeah. Well, Rumble lets you go ahead and do that, and it ain't gonna cost you no dimery dues or nothing. You get that right at the baseline package. Head on over to Rumble, guys. Also, share all the videos on all the platforms. Click the share button. Share it across. Tell everybody you know, anybody you've ever met. We are less than, I want to say, Brandy, 34 days? Am I right? Would that be? Let's see. We're 19, 11, 12, 12 and 26 is 38. 30, am I right? Am I about right? 38 days? So 36 days, somewhere around there. All right, guys, you know me and my math. Derek Harp's buying stock. I'm not overwhelmed, but I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. Derek, do you know what that line is from, dude? Because I think based on the metrics, I'm pretty sure you and I are about the same age, dude. And I'm pretty sure that is from Young Justice. Am I correct that that's from Young Justice? That I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. I think it was Robin in Young Justice. Man, cartoons used to be so good before everything got woke and so unbelievably gay. Gay communism is everywhere, guys, so make sure that you like this video. We're going to go ahead and kick it on over to my guy, Jocko. We got a lot of show, and I am dragging ass. Let's get after it.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Shout out the people over on Rumble. That's about the 16th time they've seen that this morning. I gotta make an intro, a different video. You see, because when we go live on Rumble, before I go live, they have a little template video that I can fill in there, and I have my intro plugged in. I was thinking of doing something very Crowder-esque with like just a still with some slightly moving images. You know what I'm saying? Just a few moving images and just some like lo-fi music playing in the background. Because I mean, it's got like you get hype over the Jocko. You know what it is, guys? I'm trying to catch all the Rumblers up. Try to catch all of those over in Mad Hatter Nation in Rumble territory, dude. I'm trying to catch them up with how many times you guys on YouTube have watched that intro. Shout out Brandy, dropping the link in the. She's like the Oracle, dude, for real. She's everywhere and always. She's everywhere at all times, always, dude. It's awesome, dude. Brandy, that's absolutely awesome, guys. So, NFL news: Buccaneers reportedly offered more dollary dues for Mike Evans to stay in home, and he says, "No, get bent. I don't like the food here." Right, so Buccaneers offered Mike Evans significantly more money before he bolted for the Niners. The six-time Pro Bowler signed a 3-year, $42.5 million contract with the Niners, ending his 12-year run in Tampa, Bay. Despite an aggressive push by the Bucs to get the wide receiver to stay in Florida. $42 million over 3 years. I am such a poor. Quote, "We made significantly higher offer than the Niners, and that was just the first offer," Litch told reporters Wednesday, according to ESPN, and this is GM Jason Litch speaking. The comments seem to indicate the Buccaneers would have been willing to continue to negotiate to keep Evans in the fold. Quote, "I feel like we did everything we could. I had a lot of talks with Mike about that. He and I have a very good, obviously good relationship, but we talked, ... When a player's reached his level for as long as he has, we tend to have deeper discussions with those players. There was basically nothing we could have done differently, and I feel very strongly about that. We have deep discussions. Evans' rep said the discussion, quote, wasn't about money, and his statement released after he signed with the Niners. And Evans himself reiterated that during his introductory press conference in San Francisco. Litch, who drafted Evans in 2014, insisted he, quote, wasn't being betrayed by the player's decision, but described it as, quote, being in mourning, gay, so no wonder he didn't want to sign with you, so gay. Quote, Mike gave us everything he had for 12 seasons and established himself as one of the best players in the league. So to say it again, one of our best players we've ever had. I don't feel betrayed. He earned the right. I said that over and over. He earned the right to make this decision. And sometimes you've got to talk it over with your family, and just sometimes you're just ready for another chapter. Yeah, I don't think he likes the direction the team is going. I'm sure that he, based on kind of what it looks like going on, I bet he kind of liked playing for maybe Dave Cianels, And once Dave Cianels went to Carolina, you just seen Tampa kind of sputter last year. And Mike Evans, a 12-year pro, is like, dude, I am so sick and tired of doing this rebuild shit. Look, Mike Evans he outside of the trade, he went the Matt Stafford route. I'm going to go to sunny California. I'm just going to kind of passively chase a Super Bowl. And if I get it, great. If not, well, you know what? I'm in sunny California. Shout out Derek Carp over there in sunny California, you guys. So, I don't blame Mike Evans per se if he wanted to change the scenery. Would I have left Florida for Kami, California? Bruh. Are you serious? I don't even look, there are 49 states in the union, right? Oh, no. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and put on our suit and tie. Going to be a very clever Mongolian. We're going to bring in a Mongolian Trojan horse. Going to pretend to be a fancy little businessman. Going to read the NFL business and NFL news. Going to give the algorithm and the clanker overlords the illusion that we are fancy boy with our Mongolian Trojan horse. Browns propose rules allowing teams to trade draft picks 5 years into the future. And that's really dumb. I said that the last time we talked about this. I'm going to continue to reiterate it. Gambling away half a decade into the future when we see the tenure of coaches go from expected 5-year rebuilds to 3 to 2.5 to some guys are one and done in their head coaching careers, as well as GMs having a slightly shorter leash. I do not think that it is right or just, it is not right or just, for a team to allow a previous regime, this isn't politics, okay, a previous regime to gamble away a fundamental and foundationary rebuild asset that could be beneficial for the future administration for a franchise. When you start burying franchises 5 years out by gambling away first-round picks, you have no guarantee that you or the GM are going to be in that position to have your plan, your 5-year, 6-year plan come to fruition. And what you're doing is you're taking teams that have historically bad records of making bad decisions with personnel in the draft, okay? What you're going to see is them just kneecap themselves longer and longer. So you'll see an even greater separation of bad teams and good teams. And unfortunately, if you get to a point, you could get to a point where teams are 10 years without first-round picks because in order to make contractual adjustments, cap adjustments, player acquisitions in an attempt to win now, knowing that in the next 2 years you don't have a first-round pick, you're gambling away even more assets, and that doesn't work out, and it's just a snowball effect. Does that make sense, or do I sound like too much of a boomer? Doomer. Obviously, the NFL announced on Wednesday it sent a 2-team proposed rules to clubs for consideration ahead of the annual league meeting, which takes place on March 29th to April 1st in Phoenix, Arizona. One of the proposals introduced by the Cleveland Brown Eyes is to allow draft selections to be traded up to 5 seasons in the future. Currently, teams are allowed to send picks up to 3 years in advance The rationale provided for the change is that exceeding the range of available compensation by another 2 years would allow greater roster building flexibility. If you think that that is a feasible option for your franchise to be successful, again, I would encourage you to go to rumble.com, get a hold of me over there in the chat or comment after the video just to kind of boost up. Drop a like. That's the way I'll know that you're serious. Get a hold of me, and I am more than happy. I have a series of bridges, okay, that I am more than happy to sell you. One is prime real estate in Brooklyn, okay. I got another one in that connects. It's kind of a iconic landmarks. It's hot property. Hot property. Okay, it's hot. But I can get you a real good deal on it, all right? It connects the lower peninsula to the upper peninsula. I'm telling you, it's a hot property, hot commodity. I'm more than happy to sell it to you if you believe that this nonsense of trading 5 years, half a decade into the future assets is going to lead to greater roster building flexibility. Unless your name is Sean McVay or Bill Belichick, you're dumb. You can't make it happen. The Pittsburgh Steelers proposed the other rule, which, look at the AFC North, proposing all kinds of rule changes, which if passed will make permanent changes to implemented during the 2025 season that allowed teams to have one video or phone call for no longer than an hour with up to 5 prospective unrestricted free agents during the 2-day negotiation window that precedes the start of the new league year. Teams would also be permitted to make travel arrangements with those players upon agreeing to terms. Previously, contact was only permitted between teams and certified agents of free agents. Okay, this is where it gets. I kind of like this. Okay, or between a front office and a free agent not represented by a certified agent. An agent must still be a participant on the one allowed call with any represented player during the negotiation window should teams pass Pittsburgh's proposed rule. Pittsburgh submitted reasoning for making the rule permanent as competitively fairer. I like the idea because it is, look, obviously, the NFL is a business, and with any business, you're going to find people that find markets within businesses to exploit. And we do, I'm not saying exploitation in a bad way. There are probably greater than the majority, probably more than the majority of players in the NFL are financially illiterate and business dumb when they get to the level of the NFL. There are some agents who are going to be beneficial to you. There are some agents who are absolutely going to fleece you, dude. But what I do think this does is it lends itself to the players who, outside of their rookie deal, figure out how to do the business, figure out how to negotiate, and they start representing themselves, dude. I think it lends themselves to that more availability. In doing so, look, I like the idea of players being able to get their bag, secure a few more dollar dues directly to themselves. You remove one more cog from the machine. Now, in doing so, if a player is smart enough to be able to flex this business savvy, then they're going to be able to negotiate themselves fair, sound, and structured contracts. Where on the inverse to it, you could get some potato head dipshit that doesn't know how to do it, and they're getting fleeced over. But all they see is the short-term dollars. My agent doesn't get X, Y, and Z percentage. I get that instead. Meanwhile, the team is just bending you over with verbiage in the contract that you didn't see. You know what I'm saying? There is that option. But at least agents will still be available or forced to be present during the conversation, almost turning an agent into more of now and I don't know, man. I don't know how NFL agent, like the business works of it, but it almost feels like they're going to be shifting more into a attorney advisory role, maybe someone who you lean into but don't necessarily feel shackled to, especially with the percentage of your contract obviously going to them. Also, there are a lot of agents who can, and I don't have any proof of this outside of obviously there is agents who lend money to first-round picks or lend out certain percentages in expected return on the contract for travel or jewelry or and notice I said jewelry, not jewelry, suits, that type of stuff. Now, there are some agents who could probably grossly overinflate the value, and where you think you're going to go, you sign with an agent, he does work, and you end up being a undrafted rookie free agent, and then you are way behind the financial ball. You're fighting an uphill battle for your career, as well as a financial uphill battle for, putting food on the table by all accounts. Now, I'm a poor, so, what a unrestricted rookie free agent signs and a signing bonus, I would be doing backflips over, dude. I'm just a poor. So shout out Smash Like if you're poor like me. I'm going to be honest. It's called Fiduciary. Hell yeah. American Boxer. What's up, dude? Good to see you, dude. Yes, good. Dude, I'm on here twice. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, brother. I appreciate it. Good morning. I had to catch the replay for yesterday. Yeah, dude, American Boxer, my guy. I noticed you've been kind of a busy guy, dude. It's totally all right, brother. I'm just glad to know you're still out there. Talking about the Lions, though, dude. Shout out Pores, Refy. Yeah, hell yeah, Refy. Shout out Pores, dude. It's from Clueless. Oh, gotcha. Is that what it's from? Gotcha, dude. I thought that the underwhelmed and overwhelmed thing, I thought that was from Young Justice, dude. Shout out Clueless, dude. Hell yeah, dude. A little Alicia Silverstone. Is that the actress? Is that the actress I'm thinking of? Alicia Silverstone. For some reason, when I was a kid, everyone was like, Alicia Silverstone is hot, but then there was always the rumor that she didn't shave her armpits. It's like, dude, who is this person that's just like, yeah, well, Marilyn Manson had his rib taken out so he could suck his own wang, dude. Alicia Silverstone has fucking hairy armpits. Sandra Bullock smells like onions. Like, who was this guy, this paparazzo? this paparazzo who's just concocting all these stories that just ended up in, like, urban lore when we was kids, I'm 44-year-old. Oh, okay, gotcha. So we're about this. We're in the same wheelhouse, dude. Shout out millennials, dude. I know my mom can't reply to this, but just yesterday I was at work, and real quick, guys. Sorry, I seen a squirrel run by. I was at work and I was talking to one of the ECs, and I was like, "So when are you moving to this empty office?" And she's like, "I don't know. It's kind of dark in here." And I was like, "Well, we could get some paint in here. You might not be able to choose. We might give you some colors to choose from." She's like, I don't know. I was like, well, we could throw an accent wall here, kind of brighten it up. Maybe add a plant over here, or a floor lamp in this corner. A plant over here on this shelf might add a little liveliness. We could remove this carpet and put some new carpet. Change the color profile a little bit. Add a little bit more natural ambient light to the room, and a little bit warmer, less of a prison feel. And she's looking at me, and I go, oh, I used to watch Trading Spaces like every day when I got home from school with my mom. I was like, me and Paige. Yo, I used to have such a crush on Paige Davis, dude. I thought Paige Davis was so fine. Even with that little dyke haircut she had, dude. I thought Paige Davis was so fine. She was like my proto Rachel Ray. Dude, Rachel Ray used to be a looker too, but something happened to her. Rachel Ray was at the upper echelons of the Hollywood celebrity chef sphere, and then somehow fell off the branch and hit every twig, branch, and leaf on the ugly tree on the way down, dude. Poor her. But you know what? At least she didn't Ann Burrell herself out here. I know way too much about celebrity chefs. What the fuck, dude? Oh my goodness gracious me. The colored girl was hot. Oh, you talk. See, and I don't remember anyone on Trading Spaces other than Paige Davis, dude. I can't remember anyone other than Paige Davis, dude. But you know what? Dude, I've done a few mind-altering substances in my day. Clueless. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, who was the black girl in Clueless? And wasn't her boyfriend Turk, Dr. Turkleton from Scrubs? Wasn't he in that? And somehow Paul Rudd was like 20 years old while also being 40 years old, and somehow he's 50 years old and is still 20 years old. Dude, the Botox, the plastics in Hollywood, dude. And speaking of Hollywood, what the fuck happened to Kelly Osbourne? Yo, Greg Dortch, you're just gonna have to hold the phone here, dude. What happened to Kelly Osbourne, dude? What is this? What is this? What? And what, like, How did Ozempic seemingly make her and her mother look exactly the same? Dude, what the fuck are people doing to themselves? Would you believe that that's Kelly Osbourne? What the fuck, dude? And at the Oscars, did you notice how she had to hold on to her, like, even more frail and aged mother who's also dying from the inside out from Ozempic, dude? Oh, bro. If you follow me, I follow you forever. Hell yes. Skulls Potter. Appreciate that. She looks like a Bratz doll. Yes, dude. That's what it is. Reffy, I've been trying to figure out what this look is, dude. They all look like fucking Bratz dolls, dude. Oh, my God. It's so uncanny, dude. I've been trying to figure out what this look is, bro. Acrenadome overdose. Brent, 100%, dude. She ate too many babies, bro. Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Morning to all my friends living in base reality. Dude, that's what we do here in Mad Hatter Nation. What's up? Hang on. See, I'm too old. If she didn't look like Sharon, I wouldn't believe it's her. Dude, yes, Snake. Dude, that's exactly it. Like, I didn't believe that was Kelly Osbourne until I was like, but it looks so much like Sharon Osbourne. You know what I'm saying? I was like the skeleton with the skin stretched over it. Did they like clone Sharon Osbourne? Is Kelly Osbourne actually dead? And this is just like a synth, like hybrid cyborg type skin suit of a cloned Sharon Osbourne DNA stretched over a fucking skeleton, dude? Because, like, this is not Kelly Osbourne, bro. Full disclosure, Kelly Osbourne used to be hot, dude. Like, yeah, she was thick, dude, but what is this? Ugh, like, look at them titties, bro. She has some big old fucking titties, dude. And now, monster. Demon. That's a demon, dude. That's a fucking demon right there. Bro. Yo, what the fuck? I mean, look at her. That was cute. She was cute, dude. Cute. Had a little chubby face, dude. Whatever, though, dude. She was cute. She had some big old titties, bro. Look at them big old titties, dude. And now she's just bleh, bleh. I knew we were fucked when chicks started cutting the buckle fat out of their face, dude. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who told you that looked good? Your girlfriends? They're not your friends. Are you trying to marry them and have babies with them? Then why are you taking their advice? You women are all in competition with one another. They are clearly lying to you. Stop listening. Women listen to their enemies and gay men on how to look good. Why? For why? Stacy Dash, that was her name. Hell yeah. Kelly on the View says, if we deport legals, who's going to scrub our toilets? Yes, dude, I remember that. Yes, bro, dude, Reffy, you just connected the dots, dude. That shit that she's doing is a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation ritual to get back into the good graces of Hollywood. That's why Sean Penn had to have a gun shoved up his butt in that movie, dude. Ta-da! 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 White men have to do gay shit. Black dudes have to put on the dress. And women, since they can't get exploited sexually anymore, have to fucking pump themselves with adrenochrome and fucking weird poisons and shit, dude. Make themselves hideous monsters. And think of the psychological damage that this is. Guys. We are seeing in real time hypotheticals and hypotheses that we all had surrounding COVID, okay? Back in 2020, a lot of us were like, hey, dumbass, you're going to make the kids retarded because they can't see your face. They can't see how you communicate. They can't relay expression. And now we have a fucking generation of basically brain-dead idiots who don't know. Hi? What do you want? I want you to take my fucking order. That's what I want. Someone's paying you to do customer service. I'm a customer. Service me, numbnuts. Like, what the fuck, dude? So we've seen that hypothesis come to fruition. We've seen the hypothesis around the effects of social media, specifically on young women, both in the transification of girls and the psychological damage that Instagram has had on young women. And now you're going to see these girls, since they can't, since the insurance companies and the corrupt plastic surgeons can't get money out of trans and the kids, all right, fine. We're just going to do plastic surgery and we're going to cut fat out of the faces of kids. We're going to give you, you know what, dude? I cannot understand. I know I'm just kind of rapid firing right now. I'm schizoing out right now, guys, for real. I don't understand how people couldn't see or refuse to see that they fattened you up. They spent 4 or 5 years fattening the pig. Hey, beauty at any size. If you're 5'1" and 400 pounds, you're a pretty little princess. You're just a little snack. No, dude, shut the fuck up. Bro, okay, so we encouraged people to get fat. We got them sick. It is so fundamentally, it's so blatant, dude. It's so just like in your fucking face, dude. And everybody's so fat, dumb, and fucking retarded that they just go, go away, I'm baiting. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's so in our face that they literally got you sick just to turn around and sell you the fucking cure. It is look, dude, I realize that my whole life I've been a little bit of a tinfoil hat guy. Okay, interdimensional shape-shifting child molesters here to take over the world. I'm sick of them turning the frickin' frogs gay. Okay, but like at a certain point, you have to realize that bottled water is just some asshole in Pittsburgh filling up those bottles out of his fucking tub, dude. We are dumber than fuck, bro. And they are so blatantly just shitting right in your face. I've never seen, especially with the body positivity movement followed by the Ozempic epidemic, I have never seen a more blatant display of someone pissing on your leg and then telling you that it's just raining, dude. It blows my fucking mind, dude. It absolutely blows my fucking mind. And I hate to be like, Alex Jones is right, I was right. But until proven otherwise, these simple observations, blatantly obvious situations that we're going, if this, then this, and people go, no, that's fatphobic, that's Islamophobic, that's racist. And you go, but the proof is in the pudding. And they go, but the pudding is racist. And I go, shut the fuck up. Go to Mars, build a rocket with your 2 + 2 = 5 math, and go to fucking Mars, you weird motherfuckers, dude. Oh my God. I had some asshole, dude, I commented on Flemlo's video yesterday, right? Now, to be fair, if you want to get into the metrics of it, I can go ratioed, because I commented on that Tim Tebow video and I just said, bro's an actual Superman. 2 numbnut ass motherfuckers come in there and they're just like, if Tim Tebow really meant what he was about, he'd go after the congressman and President Trump, and they're all involved. And I'm just like, oh my God, you deranged fucking lunatic. Go touch grass. You completely missed the fucking point. You fucking morons, dude. We live in a society of mouth-breathing, shoe-sized IQ dipshits. And that's coming from me. I can barely fucking read. The only reason I made it through high school is because I went to a fucking Votech school for half the year and went, I know how to weld. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, what the fuck, dude? Turn around, everybody. We're going back to the cave. We're all fucked. Oy vey. Sorry, I just crashed out for a second there, guys. Oy vey. Any man that think that long fake nails are attractive? Hell no, dude. Regular plastic surgery for kids is going to be the next push. Dude, yes, you're right, Reffy. You were right. You're going to put money on that Alex Jones right jar. Dude, Brandy, if I had actually invested into an Alex Jones was right jar back in like 2010, I would have been able to not only have a down payment for a house, but such a small amount of mortgage needed to be taken out because of the compounding interest of just the fucking jar, dude. Are you serious? Oh, I hate to say it, but there's a reason why they went after him, dude. Okay, yeah, you know what, everyone? We're going to go ahead and just kick rocks with flip-flops. I'm a fucking lunatic, dude. But there's a reason why Alex Jones isn't allowed to talk, but Candace Owens is. One of them is asking the right questions, and one of them is trying to distract you and keep you fucking stupid. God damn, dude. Also, real quick, I'm just going to say it real quick here, guys, just so you are aware. I know that we are all suffering through the high gas prices right now. Okay, check this out. It is March 19th. Right now, the big worry in politics is the midterms, right? And how the Republicans are going to lose the midterms because of the war in Iran. The number one way to get the American populace to be on your side is to have low energy costs. Low energy costs have the biggest ripple effect to the American consumers' pockets in the most immediate impact. Okay, yes, gas is through the fucking roof right now. It's smoke and mirrors, boys and girls. It is smoke and mirrors, because do you recall a month or two ago when we had that little 12-hour situation down in Venezuela when we went and said, "Hi, Mr. Maduro, come with us, please." By the way, all of those oil assets, those $10 billion in oil assets that you pinko commie bastards stole from us over a decade ago, those are ours again. Thank you very much. The Don Roe doctrine is in full effect. Let's go MAGA. Okay, Venezuela is one of the most oil-rich countries in the world. We are... Okay, look, okay. There are multiple pieces at play here. We have now obtained some of the largest oil reserves back into our possession in the world. The problem is we're having a bit of an issue refining it all right now, okay? Now, just bear with me. Bear with me. Everybody's like, we bombed Iran for Israel, right? Yeah. And I'm not disputing that. Based on what Marco Rubio said about if Israel did this, Iran would do this back against the United States assets, okay? There is another big player in the Middle East that Big Donnie is trying to get back on. Okay, guys, now, okay, we're going to go ahead and get a little out in the weeds here. There's this thing in the world called the petrodollar, right? And it is what the U.S. currency is effectively backed by, all right? We live on oil, baby, all right? It's not just a meme, right? Well, we're trying to get the Saudis back on the petrodollar instead of selling oil in yen or ruples, right? They also don't like Iran because Iran's fucking nuts. So we're appeasing both Israel and the Saudis to get them back on the fold of the petrodollar, right? By doing that, we will increase the value of the U.S. dollar, bring down the price of oil, and just so you guys know, okay, just be prepared, about 2 months before the midterms, this is my speculation, about 2 months or no later than 1 month before the midterms, watch it, suddenly we'll have refined all that oil from Venezuela, and oh boy, will them gas prices just fall off the face of the fucking earth by comparison. And everybody will be appeased. Everyone will have forgotten because we all have short-term memory, dude. The American populace has incredibly short-term goldfish brain memory, and they will be more concerned about the energy cost. Now, that doesn't change my opinion. I'm never fucking voting Democrat another day in my goddamn life, right? My main emphasis is trying to primary the rhinos. My emphasis is trying to get more Brandon Herreras in office, okay? I'm not saying this to get you black-pilled and anti-MAGA. I am not Nick Fuentesing you right now, okay? I'm actually telling you, patriots, to double down and see what the plan is that the boss has going on right now, dude. Because right now, Mad Hatter Nation, which is part of MAGA, we don't have time for squishes and rhinos, dude. This now is the time. We are emphasizing flexing American power, expanding the American empire. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of letting third worlders. I'm tired of the turd world coming here. I want America to be great, and everybody else can have the scraps for all I fucking care, dude. All right? Kick rocks and flip-flops, dude. Hell, most of them, you're wearing them anyway, down there riding camels in your fucking caves anyway, dude. Shout out, yo. Not a chance. Hell yeah, dude. The Chinese currency is yo, American boxer. That's hilarious, dude. Oh, the Chinese currency is bot. I'm already following. Hell yeah, guys. Yeah, shout out, dude. Shout out. And immediate Clint Eastwood. Sometimes you just have to get me, mad dog mean. Exactly, bro. Exactly. What's up, Aaron Sharky's White Knight? We need Trump to buy the Lions and fire everyone except Gibbs because he's fast as fuck, dude. That's awesome, bro. Unfortunately, dude, Donald Trump, not a good history of being a sports franchise owner. Remember the phrase, it's small potatoes. I believe he was an AFL owner. Yeah, dude. Sorry, guys. I realized that I just got wildly off topic here. So the Lions signed Greg Dortch. Hip, hip, hooray. He's going to be the replacement to Kalif Raymond. That's what's going to happen. And we're getting younger with the same athletic profile, probably a little bit faster. And I also think that he brings a tremendous amount of upside and veteran leadership to that role. Okay, you're not putting as much pressure on the look, because the way you look at it kind of slotted out right now, Tesla's kind of your 1v1 replacement if anything happens to JMO, as well as a luxury option at the bigger body in the red zone. Amon-Ra, we had that luxury of Kalif kind of being that poor man's Amon-Ra, you know what I'm saying, as well as the benefit of the upside on special teams, right? With Leaf leaving, it's kind of like, well, who's going to fill that role? We all kind of lean into Dominic Lovett shows that same athletic profile build. Though, by all accounts, he has shown a better ability as a gunner on special teams than anything else. Now, I'm not saying that he can't be a effective weapon on offense for the Detroit Lions. I just think what you're seeing here is Brad Holmes saying iron sharpens iron, as well as a substantially valuable depth piece for the Detroit Lions. Not only do we have veteran experience without being too old, the contract's pretty palatable for the player that you're getting, as well as the age profile of the player, athletic profile of the player, and then in the event that something happens, you have a more proven asset than a coming off a rookie year where he was effectively just a gunner 99% of the time. I'm not mad about it, but I'm also not doing backflips over it. You know what I'm saying? These are just like small, subtle moves, dude. You know what I'm saying? What's camel taste like? Not the toe variety. I don't know, man. I would never be caught eating no damn fucking camel, dude. I ain't one of them camel peoples, dude. Oh, did I lose Rumble, dude? Did we lose Rumble? Did Rumble crash out? Oh, there it is. Rumble's back. All right. We're good. We're good. How we doing, Rumblers? We're hanging in there all right, guys. Look at you guys. 7 Rumble going on. Man, we are crushing it. By the metrics, dude, just based on our viewership to subscriber ratio. Crushing it, dude. Crushing it. Can I get a like? If you guys haven't liked the video already, can you smash the like button just for my thumbnail artistic prowess, you guys? The Lions also signed Damon Clark to bolster linebacker depth. I understand where you guys kind of come from with the Jacob Rodriguez pick in the second round, but I do think the Lions are going to start to look to transition out of the heavy base defense with the 3 linebacker sets. Not only does it seem to be the way that the game is phasing to be, but we also don't have any linebackers that really fit an athletic enough profile to get out there and really run in coverage for a long time. Obviously, Action Jack Campbell's all-world. It can do just about everything, but he doesn't, I don't want him out there covering speedy running backs and slot wide receivers. Derek Barnes, a little bit more downhill guy, a little bit more cerebral, though, has been kind of lost in sauce at times. not known for his pass coverage. Alex Anelzone was deteriorating. He left in free agency. I don't really give a fuck. We did re-sign Malcolm Rodriguez. I do think Malcolm Rodriguez fits that role and what we need to do while phasing out of a base defense so much and going more to a nickel and slot corner rotation, hence the re-signing of Rocky Yassin, bringing in Roger McCreary, also bringing in Christian Eisen. Look for the Lions to maybe possibly also grab a corner, and I really think we go safety in the draft as well to add depth to our position where we do have strength in Kirby Joseph, question marks around the knee. Thomas Harper, young, had a relatively solid, at times bad. Okay, I'm be very honest. There were times where he played bad last year, but he's under contract till 2027. And, of course, Brian Branch with the big question mark around his ankle. Would I like to see us grab a guy like A.J. Halkey in the second round? Sure, that'd be absolutely awesome. Simply because I'm not sold on really anyone on the linebacker class. I know you guys really like Jacob Rodriguez, but I don't think that the necessity lends itself to burning a second-round pick on a linebacker when we'll probably be staring down the barrel of a plethora of corners, safeties, or even defensive ends at that point. Dictation on however we go in the first round, honestly, my opinion, the way it's kind of shaping up with the way the prospects are looking in the mock drafts. Now, Miami threw a big old monkey wrench into the whole situation. I think Miami is the big X factor now in how the first 12 picks are going to go. Depending on how it shakes out at 17, I really think that with the moves Brad Holmes has made right now, we are setting ourselves up to trade back even completely out of the first round. Do you feel comfortable enough if we were at 17 going, I'm going to take Caleb Lomu? I'm going to take Akeem Mesnor. Do you feel solid enough in those guys at 17, or would you rather trade back to 25 or even completely out of the first round, picking up future picks in this draft, potentially even a future first-round pick? That is a big ask, but it is possible. How do we feel, chat? How do we feel about all this? What's up, Riley? How you doing, brother? I feel like TK85 was a solid Kalif replacement last year. Sticks... Shout out Sticks Zandia, dude. I completely forgot about TK85. Tom Kennedy. And the thing is, Sticks, I don't know if you're here for it, but Tom Kennedy actually has a nickname in Mad Hatter Nation. And Tom Kennedy is known as Thumb Kennedy because every time I watch him play, I find myself, every time he makes a play, doing one of these, followed by one of these, dude. Giving him a couple of these. He's just Thumb Kennedy, dude, because I'm always giving him thumbs up, dude. He's always just playing with thumbs up ability, dude. Let's go. Brad Holmes has actually signed a free agent at every position on offense and defense. Not splashy moves, but he has addressed every position. Shit, you're right. Well, it depends on two things. What do you classify Christian Eisen as? Christian Eisen is Eisen? Captain Eisen! Captain of the 13 Court Guard Squad. Yeah, I know. I know anime. Fuck off. So, okay. You are almost accurate. Did we sign a defensive tackle? Because other than a specific defensive tackle and specifically signing a safety, technically no, but position group wise, yes. You are right, Greg. You are right. You are correct as far as position group wise, especially if Christian Eisen is classified as a safety. The only thing would be defensive tackle, but I do think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Reeder's back, dude. I could see Brad trading up or back, depending on who he likes and how the picks in front of them are falling. I wouldn't think a jump up, but not out of the question. I don't think a jump up is out of the question. I do think we have the capital. I mean, we have 9 picks in this draft to go up if there's someone we really, really want, Izzy is versatile DB. He can put pretty much anywhere. Yeah, that's what I've been saying is Christian Eisen really fills that Avante Maddox role, who is a Swiss Army knife in the secondary. Again, we really like those more tools in our toolbox that we can get on defense, kind of pad out the skill set of players available. Damon Clark is one of those players, a former 5th-round pick by the Cowboys in 2022. He entered the league out of LSU with a reputation for his sideline-to-sideline range and strong instincts. Despite undergoing spinal fusion surgery to repair a herniated disc a month before the 2022 NFL Draft, Clark managed to appear in 10 games his rookie season, starting at linebacker for Dallas in 5 of those contests. He would end up spending 3 full seasons in Dallas before being waived by the Cowboys last November. The Texans claimed Clark off of waivers, and he appeared in 6 games, playing just 24 snaps on defense, but playing a substantial role on special teams, 130 snaps. In his career, Clark has produced 190 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 4 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. Detroit's announcement on the website confirmed he's signing and highlighted Clark's experience across multiple defensive systems early in his career. The 24-year-old has shown flashes as a downhill run defender with the athleticism to contribute in coverage, though consistency in this area for a growth of the 5th-year linebacker. For the Lions, Clark adds competition and versatility to a linebacker group that continues to evolve after both Alex Anelzone and Grant Stewart have departed during free agency. Clark's ability to play fast, diagnose plays, and contribute on early downs could give him a chance to carve out a meaningful role in Detroit on defense. Oh, while he most certainly has a leg up when it comes to earning special teams reps. Why would he have a leg up? What are you doing, Ive? Dude, this cat loves just like being behind my door. It's so weird, dude. So Damon Clark says there's no homeboys in this business. Why would he say that, dude? I'm blessed to just be in this position to be able to come here and get coached by Shep because I know how he is outside of ball, and he ain't no different. He's going to always shoot it straight to you. Like I mentioned, it doesn't matter just because I've been knowing Shep. I talked to him today. At the end of the day, I need to do what I got to do. There's no homeboys in this business. You need to come in here, put your head down, and go to work. And the best man will win. I love that mentality. Shepard spent time at LSU in 2020 as the team's director of player development. Clark played collegiately for the SEC squad from 2018 to 2021 and had an opportunity to learn how the former NFL linebacker interacts with players. Now in Motown, Clark is expected to get coached tough, but understands Detroit's coaching staff will always be up front with their expectations and what his role has the potential of being in 2026. Quote, "The biggest thing with me, I always want to get better. I don't want to stay the same. And he tells me when I'm doing good things. He tells me when I need to work on things. And that's all part of it. I'm a sponge. I want to learn as much as I can because I know the player that I can be, and I know the player that I want to be. For me, it's all about the coaching. When guys are telling you something, they're not telling you just to say they told you. They're telling you because they want what's best for you, and they know what you can do." From afar, Clark has admired the development of players in Detroit's roster, including all-pro action Jack Campbell. Quote, "You're seeing guys that Shep has coached and developed. Like, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that to be them? Who wouldn't want that to be them just to get that opportunity to get that coaching? And when you go out there on Sunday, you're going out there flying around and making plays." That's the type of mentality. What I really like is I know there's no homeboys in this business. You just got to get your head down and go to work. I love that. And I do love the idea that he says, "I want to be a sponge." So shout out Damon Sponge Clark Square Pants saying there's no homeboys in this business. I'm not thrilled about this signing, but you know what? It's better than there's a saying my mom used to have when I was a kid, and I have found as I get older, it's not just a funny saying, but it is pretty deep, you know. Right now, just don't take it at surface level, but just kind of chew on this for the day. All right. You know, sometimes, right? Sometimes you don't always get what you want, right? And like this signing, right? Obviously, Damon Clark isn't really moving the needle for anybody, right? But you know what? It's better than a poke in the ass with a sharp stick. That's what my mom used to say all the time. It's better than a poke in the ass with a sharp stick, dude. And the older I get, the more I'm just like, damn, dude, that is kind of deep, dude. You know, like if you really kind of meditate on it, man, it is better than a poke in the ass with a sharp stick. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for today. I appreciate each and every one of you who hung out today, bothered to comment, share, comment down below or comment after the video who liked this, who subscribed to the channel. I think it's absolutely awesome of all of you guys. Try and have a good rest of your day. It is Thursday, which of course means we just got one more day until that sweet, sweet weekend. And after this weekend, we will be only a few more weeks away from the draft. I can't wait for the draft, y'all. I can't wait for the draft. Rick, hopefully you have a good day, dude. For real, hope it goes your way, guys. Everybody appreciate it. Rick, Brandy, Snake, American Boxer, Reffy over on Rumble, Skull Porter over on Rumble. Of course, Brandy's over on Rumble. Brent Lighton was hanging out. American Boxer, Derek Harp, Legion of Whom. Let's go. Message redacted. Right on. All right. Carrie was hanging out. What's up, Carrie? If I missed your guys' chat, I am terribly sorry. I'm trying to include while also not get so lost in the sauce. Stick Zandia crushed it. Don't forget you had your pinned comment on the day. Hey, what do painters do when they get cold? They put on another coat, and I actually found that to be quite funny. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. See, American Boxer, you get it, my guy. You get it, dude. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Until tomorrow at 10 a.m., I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. We'll see you next time. Bonga, bonga. Frig off.